Welcome to this edition of Channel 97 News.
We come to you today from the Writing Lab at OHS, and here's a look at just some of the stories on today's show.
We take a look at the recent success of our speech and debate team.
We check out the progress of the new Writing Lab at OHS.
We go behind the scenes to look at a popular trend among teenagers.
And we profile one student athlete who is the center of attention of the boys basketball team.
We'll have all that and much more on today's edition of Channel 97 News.
And it all starts now.
Welcome back to Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News. I'm Morgan Williams.
And I'm Maddie Elking. Academic dishonesty continues to be a problem for high school students and teachers. Here's Morgan with the story.
73% of all test takers, including prospective graduate students and teachers, agree that most students do cheat at some point. We all know cheating is bad, but let's take a look at the factors that lead students to cheat.
I think kids cheat because there's a lot of pressures. There's pressures from colleges, there's pressures from their parents, there's pressures from sports, there's pressures on themselves, and they put a lot of unneeded pressure on it when the goal is to learn the material, not necessarily the grade.
That pressure at this point when it comes to college and scholarships and everything is so great that people are going to cheat. I think there's been a study of Harvard students and something like half of them cheated on a major exam. I mean, these people are very smart, but they feel like they need to cheat because they don't want to leave anything to chance.
If a student does decide to cheat, the consequences can be very damaging.
The consequences is there's a grade reduction or a complete zero on the assignment, or it could be a reduction in the semester grade.
Everybody's chasing this, the A's, or having high grade point average. Now, don't get me wrong, that is very important, but you have to earn that. And unfortunately, in today's world, people think they're going to lie, cheat, and steal just to get ahead of the game. And in my opinion, that's not exactly the best way to go about it.
With Alex Hugerich, I'm Morgan Williams for Channel 97 News. Our speech and debate team has accomplished something it has never done before. Maddie has the story.
OHS took first place in the Greater St. Louis Speech and Debate Tournament in January.
One of the things that makes it so important and such a great accomplishment is that our students compete in weekend invitationals, to where they're just competing at that one time and spot. With GSL, they're competing in October, November, and January, so it's not just their competition for one day, it's how they've competed across the entire season. And with immediate feedback, it also gives other students a chance to step it up and improve, so our students have to keep improving with themselves and competing against the other students.
It was really cool to win. We're a smaller school, so we don't usually win big contests like that, but we have a lot of seniors and juniors who are really good, and because we have people who are good at different categories, we were able to pull out a win. We all do different events, which helped us get points in a variety of categories rather than just one or the other, and we all really prepared a lot for this last tournament.
It's really the dedication that our students put in that contribute to their success.
OHS is competing in tournaments every weekend this month, and they are preparing for National Forensic League districts. With Kira De La Fuente, I'm Maddie Elking for Channel 97 News. If you have trouble writing, you've come to the right place. Michaela Deacon and Megan Menzel have more.
If there's one thing many OHS students struggle with, it's writing papers. So this year, Oakville English teachers, Mrs. Menzel and Mr. Thomas, started the Writing Lab to help students one-on-one.
The Writing Lab, the writer's block, as we like to call it, is in 215. And the idea of that is it offers students an opportunity to have a teacher work one-on-one with them.
It gives me a further depth and knowledge of my own writing style and what I can do, and I can further look into how to write and look into all that and be able to improve myself and everything else.
Our students sometimes need that one-on-one help that sometimes we're not able to give them. It can go from the student who is struggling in English or struggling in an area, simply needing a beginning, or even someone who is writing a college entrance exam to Harvard or Yale or someplace like that.
I did it for like my college essay. I needed help with Miss Menzel, and I go for her class because I've been in her class both semesters. It's kind of a free place. Like, you get your opinion on like anything, and it's just really constructive criticism, and it helps you a lot.
I think the writing lab is a wonderful idea for Oakville. A lot of other high schools around the area do have it. It's great for students who need a little extra help with their writing, whether they're a struggling writer or they're a pretty proficient writer. It's just a great opportunity for students to hone their writing skills.
The Writing Lab, located in room 215, is open 3rd block and 7th block, as well as A and P. It is also open before and after school on Wednesdays. With photographer Michaela Deacon, I'm Megan Menzel for Channel 97 News.
And we'll be back after this important message.
90% of drug and alcohol addictions begin in the teen years.
74% of teens say their parents are the biggest influence they have in their decisions about drugs and alcohol.
Some signs and symptoms that someone might be abusing drugs and alcohol would be drug-related paraphernalia, a drastic change of friends, or a loss of interest in hobbies.
People who also abuse drugs, they can appear disheveled, their hair can be messed up, their clothes can appear dirty. They just have a general look of unkeptness about them.
So if you're worried about somebody you know might be abusing drugs or alcohol, you should definitely tell an adult, a teacher, a parent, an older brother or sister, and get them help.
Counselors at Oakville have access to programs like Preferred Family Health Care. So if students are comfortable coming to a counselor, we're certainly open to helping, and we can help you get the resources that you need.
Tattoos can be popular, especially among teenagers, but they may not be for everybody. Here's the story.
It's a recognizable sound for many around Oakville, but as tattoos become more popular, are they also gaining acceptance?
It all kind of depends on which part of the population, of the general population, because you have the people who are way more accepting because they've become so mainstream, but then you have the people who are still very unaccepting of them because they've become so mainstream. And
I think they have gotten more socially acceptable. It depends on your work environment.
I feel like a lot of people rush themselves into tattoos because you think you want a tattoo, and so as soon as you turn 18, you're like, oh, well, this looks cool, so I'll just get this. And then 6 months later, you're like, wow, I don't even like that anymore. And at that point, it's too late to go back and really think out what you wanted to do.
With more and more people getting tattoos, we came to Steel and Ink Tattoo Shop to find out what you need to know before getting a tattoo.
Definitely kind of be particular on where you get tattooed, especially if you're really young. You know, if you're 17, come and get tattooed with your parents' permission. Make sure you're not getting your neck tattooed. You know what I mean?
And to get it covered up is not only more painful, but it's really hard to do, and it's a lot more expensive. The other thing is just to really listen and talk to your tattoo artist. Be comfortable with them, and their advice is invaluable. So they will definitely, they're the pros, and just to lead you down the right direction.
I see a lot of people that come in, and they'll get some house tattoo that they got for $20 because, they thought it'd be a good idea. And we end up having to fix them up. And a lot of times they have to get laser treatment as well. So it kind of ends up being more of a hassle and more expensive to get something fixed up instead of getting it right the first time.
While tattoos are popular, customers need to be responsible before making the decision to get one. After all, tattoos leave a lasting impression. With photographer Maddie O'Brien, I'm Kevin Darnold with Channel 97 News.
OHS basketball has had a great season so far, and a 4-year varsity starter is one big reason for the team's success.
Austin Gilman is a standout, not only in a crowd, but here and also here. Gilman is an outstanding basketball player who has played on the varsity level since his freshman year. He is hard to miss. Not just because he stands 6 feet 11 inches tall, the quiet Gilman lets us play due to talking.
He's been through the battles in basketball for 4 years at the varsity level. So that experience and his maturity have really helped out.
He works hard, he rebounds the ball really well. At practice, he won't ever complain. He's a good leader, so we really need that in someone like him.
Gilman is an all-star athlete, but he also truly embodies the term student athlete.
Every time he's been in A&P, he's been productive, he's been studious. I've always been impressed with Austin. You know, if he ever needed help with other classes, he would always reach out and travel. He's never, ever been a problem. And I think that he's a role model to the other students.
Next fall, Gilman will take his talents to St. Louis University on a full-ride scholarship.
One of the first things is, we absolutely applaud the fact that he had the grades and the wherewithal to get to a school like SLU. That's a testament to the Oakville High School staff. That's a testament to the Melville School District for getting them there and having him prepared for that.
I'm not really sure what to expect yet, but I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's a good program. I like all the guys in it, and I think it's a good fit for me.
I think Austin will be very fine in the classroom. That won't be a hard part. I think because of his size, he's got a lot of room to put some weight on. That'll help him out moving forward. But he's got great footwork. He's got very good skills and very good hands. And what that's going to do for him at his height, which you can't teach 6'11", that's going to allow him the opportunity to possibly play right away. And I think if he sticks it out for those 4 years, which he should have a very good career at SLU.
With fellow senior Irvin Cyrilek, who recently eclipsed 1,000 career points, Gilman looks forward to leading the Tigers in the district playoffs and beyond. With photographers Zach Ramelius and Sydney Thompson, I am Evan Lockman for Channel 97 News.
And now it's time for Tiger Walking.
Welcome to Tiger Walking. Today we ask students what their best pickup line is.
If I were to rearrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together.
Hey, are you from Tennessee? 'Cause you're the only 10 I see.
Are you tired? 'Cause you've been running through my mind all day.
Can I get your number?
Is cooking good looking?
How you doing?
Call Life Alert because I've fallen for you and I can't get up.
Did you just fart because you just blew me away?
I'm Natalie Schmidt with Sophie Sign with Channel 97 News.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Channel 97 News. Our next show airs February 12th, and we hope that you will join us. Thanks for watching. I'm Maddie Elking.
And I'm Morgan Williams. Remember, Oakville, keep your eyes on the Tiger.